So I really enjoy sports, hockey in particular. I love watching it. I really enjoy playing it. I doing the fantasy pool kind of stuff. That's really enjoyable to me. But I don't feel like I could ever play on a professional team. For instance, the NHL, like the goal of the team is to win the Stanley Cup, right? They want to, end up at the big show. And in order to do that, to achieve this goal, they need the best players on this team that they can get. And so they have like tryouts and all these camps and stuff, and they monitor people's stats. How many goals you can score, how many assists you get, even penalty minutes. They even monitor really weird stats sometimes, like, how many goals out of all the Slovakians in the league you have or something. Some of these stats are kind of odd. But the thing is that if you want to play on the team, you have to be one of the best. You have to have these stats in order to make it. And whenever you get a minus, you got to make up for it. You got to find some sort of way to kind of redeem what you've done. And that's a lot of pressure. You have to earn your spot. And I don't think I would work well under that kind of pressure. If I felt that my spot was always in jeopardy, or if I was always at risk of being kicked off the team, I'd be a little scared all the time. And it probably wouldn't be good. And often, this is our culture's way of living. We kind of go through life trying to be number one, trying to earn our spot, trying to make up for our minuses and impress people and essentially, get to the big show, right, and win the trophy. But the thing is, in life, we get bogged down by that. And we realize that we're not as good as we think we are. And it starts to suck sometimes. But you know what? Jesus goes the opposite way of culture. He thinks so different than we think. He goes the reverse. He goes against the flow. In Ephesians 2, we find out how opposite of a way it is, how reverse of a way it is, and it's absolutely amazing. Actually, this is probably one of the most amazing verses in the Bible, because we find out that it's not about what we do. We find out it's not about us impressing God. It's not about us trying to make redemption for the minuses we've made in the past, and even the minuses in the future. It gives us hope for our past, for our present, and for our future, because it's not about what we do, it's about what God has done. Jesus already did the work. He's already achieved his goal, like the Stanley Cup, he's already won it. He doesn't need us, but he chooses us. And listen to this. In Ephesians 2, starting at verse 8, it says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith," believing. "And this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast." It's not up to what we've done at all, is it? It's a result of grace. See, grace is what he gives us so that no matter how many minuses we get, we never lose our spot on the team. Grace is getting what we don't deserve. let that sink in a little bit. Like, God has done so much work for us. For the possibility, for the hope that we would choose Him. He doesn't need us. He wants us to be there. And that's the catch. The catch is that we have to want to play on His team. We have to want Him to coach us. We have to want Him to transform us. And He says He will. You know, someone who wants to be on the team isn't just gonna sit on the bench with all their gear on and never step out on the ice. That's just not gonna happen. I mean, and if that's the case, you kind of have to ask the question, you know, if you don't want to get out on the ice, do you actually belong to the team? Are you a hockey player if you never actually get on the ice? We are saved by grace, not by works. There's nothing that we can do to impress God enough to save us. But here's the thing, is that He loves us so much, so greatly already, that He chooses to save us anyway. We just have to choose Him. We have to step out in faith and make a choice to actually play on His team. To say, I want to play hockey, so I can step on the ice. We have to make a decision. We have to step out in faith. The verse says, for by grace you have been saved through faith. Faith is action. Faith is saying, yeah, I believe. We have to decide to step out onto the ice, whatever may happen. But know this, it is the grace of God that secures our spot on the team. And it is the grace of God that is our only hope. And when we are in the grace of God, when we are on the team, we are inspired and we become zealous